So why should we worry about FinTech? What is it about FinTech that it just sort of should worry us? Regulators, public, academics. One answer is that this is truly an unexplored territory. We're now in the environment where we have very, very powerful technology being combined with lots and lots of money and lots of incentives. And when that happens, a lot of things could go wrong. We've seen it in financial markets with the instances of flash crashes in major markets. Something of that nature would be happening here. Major amounts of money would be lost, or there would be something that is not working when it's supposed to be working, blackouts. Now, these are systems, these are technologies that we've designed ourselves. These are not acts of nature. And we need to figure out what are the safeguards and what are the regulations that we put into this, or maybe what are the market solutions? How did the market participants respond to that? Maybe they will find their own responses to that. Lots of unexplored questions that we've basically created ourselves by building these fantastic technologies.
The gains associated with digital currencies are inclusion, financial inclusion for the world's unbanked, lowering transaction costs, vesting more and more power in consumers, and giving consumers more options, and hopefully making markets work better. The opportunities are many and huge. We have the opportunity to bring a significant portion of the world's unbanked population in under a financial services branch, and the ability to conduct transactions that they could never do before. And that's really exciting. The challenges are regulatory structures not being able to keep up and potentially slowing down and getting in the way of these kinds of innovations. It's tricky because we want people to have good oversight, and we want there to be good structures in place to support and regulate these matters, but we don't want to overdo it either.
The key point really is what will happen to English law and jurisdiction post-Brexit. How will it be affected? Will regulatory change undermine it? And will there be a competition that will treat issues of law and jurisdiction in a tribal way rather than treating them as a means of preserving an international utility? I think it's extremely important, not only for finance contracts, which was mostly what I covered, but generally for a relationship between people living in Europe, that the regime of recognition of judgments in each country and enforcement in each country be as simple as they are today. That will not only help greater certainty in the markets, which is what we cover today, but it will be of huge advantage to the citizens of all of Europe and the UK, who have largely intermixed over the last few years.
So we are worried about two sets of implications of Brexit for regulatory arbitrage. One reflects the relationship of the UK with the EU27 and the possibility that there might be regulatory competition between the UK and the smaller EU. The other issue, which is actually the main issue that was highlighted, is whether when wholesale activities are relocated to the EU after Brexit, this will be complicated by regulatory or maybe supervisory competition within those EU countries, which may be a problem for financial stability and possibly also for the cost of providing these services. So we believe that EU governments and institutions can respond at three levels. First, a political agreement not to compete in terms of supervisory quality when deciding how to attract and where to attract wholesale activities. The second is to strengthen the role of ESMA and give it more direct supervisory authority, something that it only has to a very limited degree now. So ESMA is the European Securities and Markets Authority. And finally, to strengthen the banking union, which is significantly developed now but still has some way to go.